If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror, we'll cover all the subgenres. So join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
The audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of. No track is too small and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Cambridge and Rashawn is a Weirding Way Media podcast.
We're a couple of misfits. We're a couple of misfits. What's the matter with misfits? That's where we fit in.
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Cambridge and Washawn, a podcast by two weirdos about weird stuff. My name is Mark Begley and I'm the host of Wake Up Heavy, co-host of the Chasing Chevy Chase podcast, and I am here with my friend Ronnie.
That's right, I'm Ronnie. I'm also known as Skelevator on the YouTubes and on Instagram. And I'm excited. We're deep in the holiday season.
We are going to be talking Christmas stuff on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get a double dose of Xmas fun this year. We will be recording at the same time our holiday special number 2, which will be released in 3 weeks from the date that you're listening to this one.
Yeah. Lots of goodies.
Christmas Eve. That one will arrive on Christmas Eve. But this is our regular December episode, and we, I guess, decided to make it Christmas themed as well.
That's right.
Any updates or news or anything from the last couple episodes? I wanted to say, maybe you'll do this on the holiday episode, but I wanted to say you made a big stink about the last episode being all about plastic things, but you didn't really talk about the Dick Tracy toys.
Yeah. So guess what, folks? You're going to have to wait for the holiday episode to hear about the Dick Tracy toys. Actually, you know what? I'm planning to do a video on my YouTube channel, so that'll be popping up too pretty soon. But I have 3 here. I'm looking at them right now.
Talk about them on the holiday episode.
We talked a little bit about Steve, the
pedophile toy that you were so anxious to get your hands on.
Oh, it's complicated. Yeah, we did talk about him a little bit. You know, the Playmates toys I feel like they're making a little bit of a comeback because I've been perusing eBay to try and get my hands on a flat top, and they used to be like $4 and now they're going up in price. It's because everyone listens to our podcast, I think.
Yeah. Well, everything is going to be going up in price pretty soon. So if you're interested in toys, you might want to jump on the bandwagon now. And I'm not just talking about vintage toys. I'm talking about the crap you buy at Target and Super 7 and elsewhere. Once those tariffs hit, folks, everything's going to be twice as much. So have fun.
Yeah.
On that note,
just do what Mark and I do and mainly shop for old stuff.
Yeah.
Because the new stuff it's looking pretty. I'm not looking forward to the way it's going to be in the next.
We can get a little bit more into that in the next episode as well.
Yeah.
Where's Christmas? Lisa, where's Christmas?
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the 3 hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
What you got for your Christmas item for episode 23?
Well, I'm excited to finally get a chance to talk a little bit about Christmas specials. I've always been picky about the things that I like. If it was a Christmas special, it had to be one of 3 Christmas specials. I really wasn't a huge fan of most of them, and in the early 80s, there were a lot of them. I really wanted to talk about the one that I look forward to the most, that I feel like still gets a lot of love, which is good because it's awesome. And that is the Rankin and Bass Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion Christmas special that was made in 1964, and I feel still holds up today despite all the weirdness in it.
Hey, what do you say we both be independent together, huh?
You wouldn't mind my red nose?
Not if you don't mind me being a dentist.
It's still good. Even our daughters love it.
Yep.
It does good things on the screen. I don't know how they accomplished this. It's really quite good. That's what I really looked forward to the most. And I was sort of scanning my memories of looking forward to Christmas specials. And as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I come from a divided home. So I'd spend every other weekend down in Fresno and then most of the time up in the mountains with my mom and my stepfather and little brother. And so all of my memories of watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or How the Grinch Stole Christmas or the Charlie Brown Christmas special were sitting in the living room of the mobile home on our Christmas tree farm up in Dunlap, California. It's funny. It doesn't matter how many multiple memories I've had over the years of watching these holiday specials. Sitting on that brown carpet in that wood-paneled mobile home and watching these on that Zenith or whatever it was, I treasure those memories. I remember those moments more than I remember opening presents. Isn't that weird? It's always Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for me. I know that is definitely the very first time I encountered stop-motion animation. The second being, oh, you like that? Here's King Kong. And so then I got to see King Kong, the 1934 King Kong. 33, 34? That's where my obsession began with stop motion animation. That's where my obsession began with snow. Who has an obsession with snow? I guess a lot of people, but like white things. For a long time when I was living in New York, I was going to this little bodega. For some reason, this one bodega had white flocked plastic animals for like $1 a piece, and I would scoop them up. None of the other colors appealed to me as much as the white flocked, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the way the snow looks in that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer show. The first time I went to Disneyland as a kid and we rode the Matterhorn, I saw that abominable snowman. He's white fur with blue skin, just like the abominable snowman in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
He's mean, he's nasty, and he hates everything to do with Christmas.
It did it for me. I've been a crazy fan of Harold, the monster in the Matterhorn, since then, and it's all because of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The island of the misfit toys, I wanted to live there.
Those were your people.
Those were my people. When I first started getting into the Masters of the Universe collecting community, I started doing these little gouache paintings of Masters characters and selling them to fans, and they were called Motu Misfits, and that's a nod to the island of the misfit toys. I mean, and what hero is a dentist? Or wants to be a dentist, right? I love that character.
Yeah.
What's his name again? Harmy. Harmy. Hermy. Yeah. Harmy. Where did I get that from? Oh, because I wrote Harmy here. I should have written Hermy. When you get to be our age, we trust what we see in front of us more than our memory. I just wanted to bring this up because a lot of folks that I talk to around the holidays, they're always like, yeah, Frosty the Snowman and all the other ones, most of the ones that Rankin and Bass put out too, they're good, but none of them appeal to me as much as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and A Charlie Brown Christmas. Those three are spectacular. And then moving on to Charlie Brown, when the Royal Tenenbaums came out and Wes Anderson chose to use some of those songs.
Yeah, I remember that.
What a wise choice, because that's going to push the nostalgia button for all of us. And it did. I love Royal Tenenbaums partially because of that.
That scene in the ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally remember what scene that music comes on and me thinking, oh yeah. And probably not too long after that, finally got the soundtrack after 40 years.
Yeah. The first vinyl Christmas album that my family and I bought was A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Vince Guaraldi Trio.
For me, a kid growing up in the 70s, it was like The Wizard of Oz, where you waited a year for it to play. When did that play? Was it Thanksgiving or Easter? It was around one of the holiday times, and you had to wait. And you weren't going to be able to record it and watch it whenever you wanted, for a while at least. And yes, these were just like that. Maybe even more so than Wizard of Oz. I think for me, and I always get them mixed up, but the two Santa ones are my favorites. I love Heat Miser.
They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much.
I could never remember which one that was in.
Right.
It's like if you missed it, man, you were screwed for a year. We tried to catch those every year. Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Year Without a Santa Claus. Frosty, I never really enjoyed very much. And part of it was because it was just straight cell animation and not stop motion.
Exactly.
And part of it was that I don't recall any good songs or anything from that one either. And it was sort of annoying, which I didn't realize until we got, a cheapo DVD set a while back when Cleo was little. Because it's like, oh, well, we want to show her these too. We got Charlie Brown Christmas. I think we got all the Charlie Brown holiday ones in a DVD set. And then a bunch of the Rankin and Bass ones. And the Rankin Bass ones also have some goofy ones in there, like the cricket by the fireplace.
Yeah.
The donkey one and some other ones that we never, ever watch. I think those things befuddled me. Like, how did they do this? How did they make these things move? And I don't know when I finally understood what stop motion animation was. And you're just kind of amazed while you watch them as a little kid.
The best thing I can equate it to watching stop motion as a kid is like watching someone make magic in front of you in slow motion, as if you're watching the trick unfold right in front of you. I love that, especially being able to see the fur move on the Abominable Snowman and on King Kong.
Right. Then you kind of get it, like, oh, someone's manipulating these.
Exactly. As a kid, you're like, oh, that's because somebody was holding that and moving it around.
Well, for me, it took a while. It wasn't when I was a kid. It just seemed weird when I was a kid.
My brain's a little weird that way. As far back as I can remember, I'm always like trying to see how do they do that, trying to apply some sort of logic to that. I'm not a very smart person, but I definitely got the impression that someone was moving those things with their hands. And then I would check out books on stop motion from the library. And even as a little kid, something that you touched on that I think is really important here is the waiting for these shows.
Oh, yeah.
We grew up in an era where Disney movies were not available. They would show up in movie theaters.
And on The Wonderful World of Disney.
There was The Wonderful World of Disney on TV. Was the only way you could see some of those shorts and clips and sometimes a full movie.
That's where the movies ended up. All those Dexter Riley movies and all that stuff.
So cool. But everything was an event. Everything on the television was an event. Waiting for the holiday movies, waiting for the Halloween specials, waiting for a Disney movie to be re-released in the movie theater, or waiting for Wonderful World of Disney on TV. Everything was an event. I do pine for that sometimes. And we try to do that a little bit in our house. Like, we hold on to our holiday films, whether it be Thanksgiving or Halloween or Christmas. We hold on to them, even though we could watch them at any time because they're right there in our DVD cabinet. A Christmas Story doesn't fit into that category because it came out in the theater and then didn't show up on television, at least from that I can recall, until that one channel just decided to play it for 24 hours straight.
No, it played like normal, like every year it played on a channel before TBS or whoever started doing the 24-hour thing, because that's how I discovered it. And we were like, because I remember when it came out, it didn't do well. I didn't go see it in the theater. And then we took a chance on it one Christmas time. And we're like, why didn't this do well? This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then a few years down the road when we get cable and it's like, well, yeah, you can watch it for 24 hours now.
Yeah. I remember when my mom and my stepdad got a VHS player and it could record. That was epic.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited to record those television specials, but I have zero memory of watching them. Like, I still held on to the event of waiting for it for some reason. Like, maybe I watched them once or twice after, like right after Christmas or something like that. I don't know, but I don't have any memory of that. All the memories are of waiting for that. I wish I could imitate it, but that circular, the word special with the rainbow behind it, that would it would turn and pop up. Anyways, whatever. I have found on YouTube some of those. Somebody's recorded the specials along with the commercials, and that's fun to watch. Going back to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that is a spectacular film. I love everything about it. It's influenced me in substantial ways, whether it be diorama building or aesthetics, like general aesthetics. The one thing that I didn't ever see until later on was there's two things that I never saw until I was an adult, and that's the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that either.
Gentlemen, I guess you didn't hear what I said. The Empire has closed us down.
I didn't even know about it until I was in my 20s, and then a friend of a roommate was like, oh my God, have you seen this? And he had like a copy, and we watched it, and I was like, oh my God.
It's so bad.
What the? The other thing that I was surprised that I hadn't seen was the He-Man She-Ra Christmas special.
Ooh.
Come in, you royal boob.
And I don't know if you've ever tried to get through that, but it's pretty difficult.
I have no interest in that.
You get to see a sentimental side to Skeletor, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's lovely.
The holidays, Christmas specials, for me, Rudolph is right up at the top, followed by Charlie Brown and Grinch, tied. Boris Karloff's voice is the Grinch. Nothing beats that.
Yeah. I got frustrated after a while. I mean, for a long time, I didn't watch those. Part of that was, even when Cleo was little, and this is why we bought them, is they're so chopped to pieces now because, of course, they were longer and didn't have as many commercial breaks when they first aired. So I remember we would watch The Grinch on TV, and then when we got it, it's like, oh, this song is so much longer. There are so many verses that they removed in the one that they're showing on TV now. And it's like, really, guys? You can't leave this kind of stuff alone and just have 3 commercial breaks like they did back in the day? That's why we have our own copies of them now.
That's right. Now you can watch them uninterrupted. But, it's not the same. We have to watch it during winter break. Can't watch them tomorrow. It just won't feel the same.
Well, I could start watching them tomorrow. It's close enough. Oh, yeah. It's close enough.
That's good. Not me. It doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't click until I have a few days off in a row.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Once Thanksgiving hits, you should be able to watch whatever you want.
That's a good rule. I'm going to try and stick to that this year. Once we decorate our house, that's pretty much like how... So after Thanksgiving, we decorate for Christmas, and then I believe that's when the shift really happens.
Cool.
So yeah, that's my dealio. How about you?
Well, you mentioned... or I mentioned, and you reiterated the anticipation of watching these, and the 2 items that I'm talking about also held much anticipation for me every year. Once Thanksgiving came and went, I knew that I was going to be able to play with these things again, regardless of what was on my Christmas list or what I was hoping to get. And like you, I don't particularly have specific memories of opening an item. I see people post this stuff on toy message boards and things, Christmas of 78 is when I got my Micronaut, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I didn't no idea about most of that. There's a few things I know of now just because I have a record of them. I have photos.
Yeah.
Right. I never remembered any of that stuff. These 2 things, these weird things, I would look forward to because I knew I would get to play with them. And there was a very limited time span because once, I'm sure shortly after New Year's and the Christmas stuff got packed back up, they were going to be gone again for another year.
Yep.
I think like many families, I'm not going to say most, but many families, once Thanksgiving happens, you've got that extra day plus the weekend to start Christmas decorating. I'm sure my mom did that. So she would bring out this plastic Santa sleigh that was collapsible. You would squeeze it and it would fold up and then let it go and it would pop back out. It just fascinated me. And for the collapsing part of it was one thing because that was kind of playetic. You could play with it. It was Mego sized, so I could fit action figures in it, which I don't actually recall doing. I'm sure I did because it was the right scale. But the thing that I remember playing together with it were little, I don't want to say boxes, but little packages of Santa matches that came in little tubes and had a Santa face on them, and you pull the cap off and you had your matches in there. So I would play with the collapsible Santa sleigh and the Santa matches every year, regardless of what I got for Christmas, which I don't remember. I would Jones for it as the year started to come to a close and think, okay, I'm going to have about a month and a half or so to play with this thing. I didn't know what it was for. I just figured it was some kind of random Santa decoration, Christmas decoration. We had one of those ceramic trees that has all the little bulbs that light up.
Yep.
That was a constant. We had the little round Santa mugs that the adults would drink eggnog out of. All that 70s style decoration we had. Actually, a lot of those things really still appeal to me as well. And we might have had some kind of little felt Santa or something, and maybe I played with that too. I don't really remember. I remember the matches, though. They kind of intrigued me, their shape and stuff. So, and I'll talk more about this on our holiday episode. because I have acquired these items and finally realized what the Santa sleigh is for. So I'll get to that then.
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so every year, looking forward to a collapsible plastic cheapo made in Hong Kong Santa sleigh and little.
That's amazing.
At least a couple of the things of Santa matches. And you can still find all that stuff out on the internet, especially those matches. They're everywhere. And people sell them for ridiculous prices, of course.
I would always help my mom decorate the tree.
Yeah, we did as kids. Yeah.
At first, it was like a chore. About 5 minutes in, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that. Oh, yeah, that. I'm sure everyone has this experience that celebrates Christmas or decorates Christmas trees or collects ornaments or whatever their experience might be. If they've done that their whole lives, there's one or two that really sticks out in their mind as being the one that they enjoyed the most. And there were two for me. One was a little birdhouse, a little white birdhouse with baby little red birds. Plastic birdhouse with glittery snow on the top and these little tiny red, not cardinals, just red generic little birdies. I would just stare at that thing for hours. So I get it. I mean, what's a collapsible sleigh? What's a plastic birdhouse? Like, why do certain things, like we were talking about last time, why does a plastic baseball cap appeal to us in the tactile way? And to this day, I can't shake the magic of that feeling of holding that little birdhouse in my hand.
That just reminded me of a couple of ornaments that really sucked it to me back then. And I think they were felt. I don't think they were homemade. There may have been, the old-timey clothespins.
Yes.
It had kind of like almost legs, and people would make ornaments out of them. I remember like a toy soldier, possibly a nutcracker made out of those, or something made out of those, and maybe these other things, the toy soldier, were just felt guys, and I wanted to play with them. I didn't want them to be ornaments. I wanted to, and I probably did, like sneak them down off the tree every once in a while and play with them.
They had little legs, stiff little legs, and it was fun to just hold them and walk them around. I think I had a reindeer one, just a two-legged Rudolph, little Rudolph nose and little antlers that was on our tree. And where are those?
Yeah, I wonder if my mom has any of those.
That's cool.
I'm serious.
While we're on the subject, I don't know about you, but for me, it's all about the big bulbs. If it were up to me, I would buy the 1980s style big bulbs for the Christmas tree, but my wife loves the small ones. It makes more sense to get the small ones too, but I would just love to get the big ones.
I'm trying to think if we ever did a year here with Carlita and Cleo, if we've used bigger bulbs or not. We have them around the house. I like them too.
Yeah.
But for our tree, it's the little tiny bulbs for the most part. And they've been multiple different colors throughout the years. I think we're doing clear this year, but I know we've had colored bulbs.
Maybe my mom and my stepdad just chose those, but I prefer the bigger bulbs. And as a kid, I just thought that was the only option. You see those on the house and you see them on the tree.
On the inside. Yeah. And if you're like the dad in A Christmas Story, you're going to blow the fuses.
Oh, yeah. Did you have any other items that bring back the memories for you?
No, that just thinking about those ornaments, though. Now I'm kind of curious to see, because I'm trying to think how long it's been since my mom moved into their place, because I know she doesn't put a big tree up anymore, but I should ask her if I can look through whatever ornaments she has left to see if any of those old things are in there. I know there's stuff from a while ago, but we're talking like almost 50 years ago for some of these things that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
We'll take another break. You know what? Just let me mention this. Spreaker is being really stupid about ad breaks now. They want more ad breaks, not more ads, just more ad breaks, or you're being non-compliant. So in a normal episode that we put out, that means like 5 to 6 ad breaks. And I'm struggling to find spots for them, folks. So I really try not to have them interrupt us mid-speech. So I'm trying to be mindful of inserting them in dead space. But it's really stupid.
We could do all of them right now. Let's take an ad break right now.
You can't put them all in the same spot. You can't do it.
So many
Trust
rules.
me, I've tried. Anywho, we'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off, or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Okay, we are back from one of 20 ad breaks that'll be in this episode. And Ronnie, what special Christmas memory are you going to talk about?
I'm on a holiday special tangent. These are movies, traditional films. There's two that I always argue with folks around me. Not so much with the family because they accept me. For other folks out there in the world, I feel like when the subject of Christmas movies come up and I bring up these two movies, I feel like I have to defend myself. The two holiday movies that I look forward to every year, Elf and A Christmas Vacation, those are a given, right? A Christmas Story as well. We watch those. But Gremlins and The Empire Strikes Back.
I am your father.
Both of those are, and I will defend this to the end of my days, that those are essential Christmas films. And it's not just because of the snow for Empire Strikes Back. For some reason, Empire Strikes Back also carries for me a kind of melancholic holiday energy. It's weird. I don't know how or why, but it does. And plus, there's snow in there. Gremlins, there's a lot of references to the holidays in Gremlins. It should be obvious. Both of those movies I consider...
It's a Christmas movie.
So when I say that to folks and they're like, what? I just feel like they haven't really spent a lot of time with it.
It's centered around Christmas time.
Exactly.
Came out in the summer, but it's a Christmas movie.
Corey Feldman is wearing a Christmas tree costume.
Yeah.
There's snow everywhere.
It takes place during Christmas. That's why he gets the gremlin. It's a Christmas gift.
So thank you so much.
What's the disagreement over?
Honestly, I think it just comes from folks not spending time with it.
It takes place during Christmas. Therefore, it is a Christmas movie. Die Hard takes place during Christmas. It is a Christmas movie.
I'm glad you and I are on the same page with this.
Empire Strikes Back takes place during Christmas. Therefore, it is a Christmas movie.
Did you just say Empire Strikes Back takes place during Christmas?
Yes. Prove to me that it doesn't.
I can't. I can't. What better gift on Christmas morning than to find out that your father is Darth Vader?
No, I can when you said that, I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense to me. I get a hankering to watch that movie around this time. All of them, really, but that one makes the most sense because of the locales, or at least at the beginning of the film.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, maybe this is strange, but I feel like the first movie, Star Wars, is like a summer film.
Yeah.
It evokes summer to me for some reason.
Tatooine is hot.
Yeah, and Return of the Jedi evokes spring. It's weird. Empire Strikes Back is always winter, especially the holiday seasons. Now, I think also Gremlins 2 could be considered a holiday film, but we'll get into Gremlins 2 later at some point.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Gremlins 2 and Nothing But Trouble. I know that you're looking forward to those discussions.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. Nothing But Trouble could be a Christmas movie as well.
Sure, why not?
So what's your favorite holiday film or films, Mark?
Well, that's not what I'm talking about today.
I'm interested to know, though.
Oh, you're just asking?
Yeah, just asking.
Favorite holiday films? Boy, You should have prepared me for this. I tend to gravitate towards horror movies, so Black Christmas is a favorite. Krampus, we usually watch or have been watching almost every year. As far as just regular old Christmas movies, I think there are kind of like Empire Strikes Back, although that's not one of my choices. There are movies that I like to watch at that time of year that evoke either the snowy atmosphere or whatever. I don't know. I'll have to come back and think about that.
All right.
I'm trying to think of what we have to watch every year, and we watch Elf. I'm getting it's starting to wear a little thin on me, but we've watched Elf almost every year since it came out. It's more the Christmas specials and stuff that I tend to lean toward. But like Die Hard, I like to watch Die Hard.
Yeah.
During this time of year too.
I think this year we're going to do Die Hard. We haven't done a holiday Die Hard yet. How about Misery?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. More so Misery than The Shining for some reason.
Yeah, I'm stumped at the moment, so sorry.
Well,
sorry,
right.
folks.
I like it. I never get a chance to stump you.
Are you a film fan who loves the ultimate home video experience? Look no further than The Disconnected. Your host, Ryan Verrill, is your go-to source for the latest and most accurate information on home video releases, exclusive interviews with industry insiders and filmmakers, and has established a thriving community where every film and physical media enthusiast feels welcome. From hidden gems to blockbuster hits, The Disconnected brings you insider knowledge and a welcoming space to share your love of cinema. Watch every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for the live announcements show and follow The Disconnected on social media to stay updated. Subscribe to The Disconnected on YouTube or on the podcast provider of your choice and dive into a world where every movie night is an adventure.
So what's next on your list?
I'm going to talk about a memorable, quote-unquote, Christmas, because I don't really remember it distinctly, but I have a record of it. I have a number of pictures from this Christmas. If I'm not mistaken, it was the start of a pretty deep obsession that I still have yet to get to on the show. But the Christmas of 1974, I was 5, going on 6. I would be 6 in March. That was always kind of the sucky thing. And you're in the same boat as I am, just on different sides of the calendar. And I know that there are people who have a birthday on Christmas, and that's got to suck too. There would be Christmas, and then in March would be my birthday. And then it's like, God, I get 9 months before I can get more presents. So anyway, 5 going on 6. It is the Christmas that I got the Mego Batman, Mego Robin, and the Mego Batmobile.
Nice.
Uh-oh, it's the Penguin! And the Joker! What can they be up to? Oh no, are they going to steal the Batmobile? Can it be? Can they get away with it?
Don't have a lot of pictures of Christmases past. I can think of off the top of my head, like maybe 3 or 4 of me with a toy from a Christmas that's year I can pinpoint. But I know this had to have been Christmas of 74. For one thing, I believe it's on the back of the pictures. Back then, there's always a date, so it was probably developed sometime in January of 75. Also, the fact that the Batmobile from Mego didn't come out until 1974, so it couldn't have been earlier. It's possible it was later, but I doubt it. As far as I know, those were my first Mego figures. First, probably action figures. Prior to that, it was probably just I almost said Village People, Fisher Price, Little People, and Adventure People, stuff like that that you find at the daycares and all that crap. Who knows what kind of goofy Peanuts toys or other things we would get, but that was, I think, the turning point for me and wanting that stuff for every birthday and Christmas for at least the next 5 or 6 years.
That's a good memory. That Mego Batmobile is beautiful.
I believe I have 3 pictures from that Christmas of me with them. 3 or 4. Like one opening them and a couple of me playing with them, and then one like dressed up, and the rest I'm in my pajamas, my little onesie pajamas, and in one I'm kind of dressed up playing with them in the corner of the dining room by myself, which was probably the next day or something.
We're going to post on Instagram for this episode.
Oh, I have all these pictures.
Holiday images of little Marky and little Ronnie.
Yep. I believe that they probably took a ride in the Santa sleigh that we had as well.
That makes sense. Oh, man.
Yeah, so that's Christmas of 1974 when I was a little 5-year-old dude.
That's awesome. Did you all go out and get a real Christmas tree? Was that part of your family tradition?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we ever did. They might have done fake when I was little, but I believe for most of my childhood we did. And then when I was older in my teens, and even later than that, like when my sister was married and they were going to have a tree for their house, there was a Christmas tree farm out by where we used to live near Peach and Belmont. Live Christmas trees that we would go and cut down. I think Carlita and I even were able to go one year and do that. So early 2000s. I believe for the most part we used to go get them.
Yeah.
Or my dad would go get them probably.
Haven't you got a big tree?
Yeah.
Hell, this ain't no tree.
But nowadays we do fake.
We do a fake one too. We did real ones for a while when we first moved into this house.
We've gone back and forth. We've had real ones and fake ones over the years since Carlita and I have been together.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mess.
It
really
is. It's a mess.
And I don't know how environmentally great it is.
Yeah, both are probably bad. Plastic and metal trees versus growing a bunch of trees and then killing them and then, it's like I'm not sure what is a better...
tossing them.
Throwing them out on the street. Yeah. That's the part that always bugs me is seeing those dead trees in the out on the curb in Fresno.
In April.
Yeah, in April, exactly. Fire hazards just sitting out there by the curb. It was always an active time for our household because people would come to our home to get their tree, and they were live trees that you would cut down, and it was always a pretty neat time. And sometimes we'd get snow up there, and that just made it feel even more so like it was like the holidays were a real event.
Yeah, that's a pretty special.
Yeah, my fondest memories of that period of time was being in the wilderness, number one. Number two, having a bunch of Christmas trees around, which made it feel like Endor in the fall. We'd plant them early spring, late winter, early spring, and then we'd have Endor in the fall, and then Hoth in the winter sometimes. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But snow is not part of the Fresno thing. So did you all ever go up into the mountains and hang out in snow?
Not that often. A few times I can remember doing that as a kid. No, we would go up to Shaver every once in a while.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And I don't know, maybe my parents felt this way back then. It's fun, but it's also kind of miserable.
It's fun until
play around in the snow.
Yeah.
You're freezing. It's wet. Driving up there can be a giant pain.
That's exactly it. Exactly right.
You know, in my lifetime, since I've lived here, I think it's snowed in Fresno maybe 5 times. Maybe more, but I think it probably happens a little more frequently up near around where my sister lives because they're much closer to the foothills than we are in the center of town. Not that it's happened that often over there, but, you know, they get more rain than we do, and we're 12 miles away from them. And we talk about it almost every year. We should go to drive up to Shaver. It's like 45 minutes away, and we just never fucking do it.
Well, it's a lot in the winter. It's a lot. Like you said, you get out there, it's fun for 5 minutes, and then before you know it, everybody's just, okay, let's go get lunch.
I remember sledding one time up at Shaver and like crashing into something or having an abrupt stop and having the sled hit me in the throat. Like, I'll never fucking doing that again.
Yikes.
It's not a good feeling.
No, that's not a good feeling at all.
All right, don't forget to join us in just 3 weeks on Christmas Eve for our holiday special number 2. Ronnie, any closing thoughts during the special holiday season?
Keep your chin up, folks.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. All right. Well, sign us off with our famous sign off that I don't remember.
Here's our famous sign off, everybody. Remember, until we meet again, have fun, stay weird, and keep collecting.
And we'll see you again in 3 weeks.
Bye.
We're a couple of misfits. We're a couple of misfits. What's the matter with misfits? That's where we fit in.
Independent.
Cambridge and Rashawn is a Weirding Way media podcast.
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.